Hey there, smart garden family. Welcome back to another deep dive into the fascinating world of plant science and unconventional growing methods. Today we're tackling a question that might sound absolutely crazy to experienced gardeners. Can pepper plants actually survive and thrive in pure sand? No compost, no amendments, just straight up sandy conditions. Most gardening experts would immediately say it's impossible, but the reality is far more interesting than a simple yes or no answer. Understanding how peppers respond to sandy growing conditions reveals crucial insights about nutrient uptake, root architecture, and what these plants truly need at their core. Before we can answer whether peppers can grow in pure sand, we need to understand what makes sand so fundamentally different from traditional garden soil. Garden soil typically contains a balanced mixture of sand, silt, and clay particles, along with organic matter that provides nutrients and supports beneficial microorganisms. Each component plays a specific role in creating an environment where roots can access water, oxygen, and minerals. Clay particles are microscopically small and carry negative electrical charges that attract and hold positively charged nutrients like calcium, potassium, and magnesium. Silt particles fall somewhere in the middle, offering moderate water retention and some nutrient-holding capacity. Pure sand presents the opposite scenario in almost every way. Sand particles are enormous compared to clay, with spaces between them that allow water to drain immediately and take dissolved nutrients right along with it. There's no electrical charge to hold minerals in place, no organic matter to buffer against rapid changes, and no microbial community to cycle nutrients into plant-available forms. Imagine trying to fill a bucket that has holes all over the bottom. That's essentially what happens when you try to maintain nutrients and moisture in pure sand. Water rushes through in minutes rather than being held for hours or days, and any dissolved fertilizers go right along with it. The differences in nutrient uptake between sand and traditional soil are dramatic and explain why peppers struggle so much in purely sandy environments. In normal garden soil, pepper plants develop an extensive network of fine root hairs that explore the spaces between soil particles, forming relationships with mycorrhizal fungi that extend their reach even further. These fungi trade soil nutrients for sugars from the plant, creating a mutually beneficial partnership that can increase a plant's effective root surface area by up to 1,000 times. The clay and organic matter in soil act as nutrient reservoirs, holding minerals in place until roots actively absorb them. In pure sand, this entire system breaks down. Without nutrients held in place by soil particles, every watering event flushes available minerals straight through the growing medium and out of reach of plant roots. Peppers require consistent access to nitrogen for leaf growth, phosphorus for root development and flowering, potassium for fruit production, and numerous micronutrients like iron, magnesium, and calcium for various metabolic processes. When these nutrients aren't held in the root zone, plants develop deficiency symptoms rapidly. You'll see intervenal chlorosis, which is yellowing between leaf veins that signals nitrogen and iron deficiencies. Leaves may develop purple tinges indicating phosphorus shortages, or show brown crispy edges from potassium deficiency. The plants are essentially starving even if you're applying fertilizer, because the timing has to be incredibly precise. One of the most fascinating aspects of growing peppers in sandy conditions is how dramatically their root systems adapt to compensate for poor growing conditions. Peppers grown in traditional soil develop a relatively compact root ball, with dense branching in the upper soil layers where organic matter concentrates nutrients. The main taproot extends downward for stability and deep moisture access, while lateral roots spread horizontally, creating a balanced system. When peppers grow in sandy conditions, their root architecture transforms completely. The root systems become dramatically more extensive, spreading 2 to 3 times wider than their soil-grown counterparts and penetrating much deeper into the sand. The plants are compensating for poor nutrient availability by maximizing their search area, desperately trying to intercept whatever minerals might be present. Individual roots appear thicker and less branched than you'd see in normal soil, which initially seems counterintuitive since more surface area should help with nutrient absorption. However, this makes perfect sense when you consider that thin, delicate root hairs would be more susceptible to desiccation in rapidly draining sand. This root adaptation comes at a significant cost to the plant. All that energy devoted to building massive root systems is energy that isn't going into leaves, flowers, and fruits. Plants experiencing chronic nutrient stress invest disproportionately in root growth at the expense of above-ground development. While this helps them survive challenging conditions, it means fewer leaves for photosynthesis, delayed flowering, and ultimately much smaller harvests. So can peppers actually grow in pure sand? The honest answer is that while peppers can technically survive in sandy conditions, they cannot truly thrive without significant intervention and amendments. Peppers possess remarkable resilience and adaptability, capable of modifying their root architecture and growth patterns in response to challenging environments. However, pure sand lacks three critical elements that peppers absolutely need: nutrient holding capacity, water retention, and organic matter to support beneficial soil biology. The good news is that sandy soil can absolutely be transformed into an excellent growing medium for peppers once you understand what's missing and how to provide it. The key is recognizing that you're working with a substrate that excels at drainage but fails at everything else. Sandy soil amended properly can actually outperform heavy clay soils because it offers the drainage peppers need to prevent root rot while providing the nutrients and moisture retention you've added through amendments. If you're dealing with sandy soil in your garden, here's exactly how to transform it into a productive pepper-growing environment. The single most important step is incorporating massive amounts of organic matter into your planting area. Work in at least 4 to 6 inches of compost, well-aged manure, or a combination of organic materials into the top 8 to 12 inches of your sandy soil. This isn't a one-time fix but an ongoing commitment, because organic matter breaks down over time and needs regular replenishment. Plan on adding a 2-inch layer of compost each season before planting. This organic matter serves multiple crucial functions. It acts like a sponge to hold water in the root zone, provides slow-release nutrients as it decomposes, creates the electrical charges needed to hold mineral nutrients against leaching, and supports the beneficial bacteria and fungi that make soil truly alive. Your fertilization approach needs to be completely different in sandy soil compared to heavier soils. Rather than applying large amounts of fertilizer at planting time, you need to adopt a little and often approach. Use liquid fertilizers applied weekly at quarter strength, rather than monthly at full strength. This ensures a steady supply of nutrients without overwhelming the limited holding capacity of even amended sandy soil. Consider using slow-release granular fertilizers that physically break down over time rather than dissolving immediately. Products with coated granules that release nutrients gradually over 6 to 8 weeks work particularly well because they resist leaching better than standard, water-soluble fertilizers. Mulching becomes absolutely critical in sandy soil for multiple reasons. Apply a 3 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch like straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips around the base of your pepper plants, keeping it a few inches away from the stem to prevent rot. This mulch layer dramatically reduces evaporation from the soil surface, which is especially important given how quickly sandy soil dries out. It moderates soil temperature, keeping roots cooler during hot weather. As it breaks down, it slowly adds more organic matter to the soil, continuing the improvement process. Your watering strategy needs adjustment as well. Sandy soil requires more frequent watering than heavier soils, but the key is understanding that frequency matters more than volume. Rather than deep, infrequent soaking, aim for moderate amounts applied more often to maintain consistent moisture without causing dramatic wet-dry cycles. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses work exceptionally well in sandy conditions because they deliver water slowly right where roots need it, minimizing both evaporation and the nutrient leaching effects of overhead watering. Check soil moisture daily during hot weather by sticking your finger 2 inches into the soil. Understanding the science behind why pure sand fails peppers helps you become a better gardener regardless of your soil type. Every growing challenge teaches us something about what plants truly need and how resourceful they can be when conditions aren't ideal. Sandy soil isn't a gardening death sentence, but rather an opportunity to work with natural processes and create something better through knowledge and effort. We hope this deep dive into sandy soil and pepper growing has given you actionable strategies and a deeper understanding of plant nutrition and root biology. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our upcoming growing guides. Share this with fellow gardeners who are struggling with challenging soil conditions. Let's keep growing together.